Hello everyone! Oh, does it feel good to be making these Thrill Dragster videos again? It has been 5 months, and oh boy, has a lot happened in 5 months. We got new footers, we got new track, we have a bunch of new teasers. Well, kind of. Well, we are only talking about one today, and that is the one that Cedar Point most recently posted on their Twitter page. And yeah, it kind of reveals a little bit of information, just a tiny bit, nothing too much. Yeah, we have a lot to break down today. But before I break down that post, let me just go back and just feed you guys in on what's been happening over the past 5 months with Thrill Dragster. So the last time I did a speculation video or updated you guys on this was when they put out the announcement video that Thrill Dragster will reopen in 2024 with a new formula for thrills or whatever it was, right? Well, back then, we didn't know as much information as we do now. We didn't know the manufacturer, we didn't know the color, we didn't know the height, we didn't know anything. And we still don't know most of those things. Well, just the one, the height, but, just for effect, alright, just for dramatic effect, we don't know anything about this ride, okay? Because we really don't at the end of the day. One of the first things I actually remember happening was the fact that they were placing these gigantic footers into the ground behind the station. Of course, the station's not really there anymore. We're just going to still call it that because that's just easier for relative location, I guess. And so there was 3 of these really gigantic footers, and they were all put in like this triangle formation, almost as if they're putting in a spike on the roller coaster. And if you don't know what I'm talking about by a spike, think of something like Pantheon, where it's like 4 launches, it's the same launch track, but you go back and forth. You know, that's what this is supposedly gonna be. Is these 3 footers is gonna be the footers, the substructure for the spike that they're gonna put in. And this was a theory for a while that I just did not accept because I always thought that they were just gonna change nothing about Dragster besides the colors. But after seeing these footers and everything that's been happening with all this new track and stuff, now this is going to be a completely different roller coaster. Okay, so we know the spike is most definitely, for sure, 99% is going to happen, okay? So now everyone was wondering what the manufacturer was going to be. And then like 2 weeks ago, track was found near Hotel Express where they always put their new track at. And one of the packages was marked with Zamperla on it. So it is pretty much confirmed now that Zamperla will be carrying out the project now and not Intamin, which honestly is kind of scary to me. Because Zamperla has never really taken on a project this big before. I mean, I think their fastest roller coaster goes 50 miles an hour. You're talking about something that's supposed to go 120 miles an hour and 400 feet plus in the air. So this is definitely not a small project. This is definitely a big ambition. And Cedar Point probably took the biggest gamble in amusement in of the century. They took the biggest gamble of the century because this is a ride company where they are just branching into roller coasters, and Cedar Point's like, you know what, we'll give you a shot at this, right? But if they mess up, well, they can't really just reverse any changes. That's more money, that's more time, and it's more work that no one just wants to do. Okay, so it's definitely kind of scary when you think about it that way. But also, Zamperla is, a manufacturing company for roller coasters. And math, engineering, physics, science is never going to change, right? So if they've done engineering, all the math and stuff for smaller roller coasters, this is just bigger numbers, right? Well, yes, that is correct. But then you look across the other side of the park with their newest roller coaster, Wild Mouse, which was built by Zamperla. So, what's wrong with Mild Mouse, you might ask? Well, it's not necessarily the most reliable attraction that they own. It kind of breaks down a lot, right? So, that kind of worries me here that this ride still won't be reliable. But also, this is what really kind of gets me, are the trains. If you don't know, Zamperla recently came out with these new lightning trains, I think they're called, and they're supposed to reach up the speeds of over 100 miles an hour, which is perfect for this roller coaster, right? Here's something that they kind of did to make the train look more appealing, is that it's weld free, which basically means none of the metal pieces are actually like jointed together. And that makes the train less expensive and easier to maintain especially in the off-season, months where you have to take it apart, put it back together. So it makes it easier to maintain, and it's supposed to be more reliable, right? Well, here's the thing with welding, and the reason why a lot of manufacturers weld their trains and track together is that it's strong. It can hold a lot of pressure and weight. The reason why you only see weld-free track on these kiddie coasters is because they don't really do a whole lot where you're required to weld it. So just save costs, right? It makes sense. But for a project like this, I don't know. Now, I do trust the engineering behind this, that they have done testing in CAD, whatever, computer design, that this weld-free stuff can hold all of the weight, the G-forces, the pressure, and the speed. It's just, this ride's gonna be really rough. It's probably gonna be very shaky. I can guarantee you that. And I'm not saying my number one fear with this roller coaster and these new trains is the fact that it's gonna be rough. No, that's not it at all. It's just the fact that these trains have never really been used before. So it's just kind of weird that Cedar Point thought, well, it's okay if we just use new trains that have never been used before on our biggest project yet. No big deal at all, really. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm on the fence about Zamperla being the manufacturer, because the trains of choice, I guess we'll just have to see what happens. So let's move on to the track now. So the track is going to be white and gray, I think. That's what I've seen. And it is pretty much confirmed that we are seeing LSMs here. Either that or they're just brake fins that are being used for LSMs. But anyways, it's going to be an LSM launch. So we know it's going to be an LSM launch. So clearly it can make it up the top hat and it can do all that fun stuff, right? So now we get into the fun nitty-gritty of what today's video is all about. The new Twitter post. It's actually a poem. It's kind of funny. Let me just read it for you real quick. A little paint here, a lot of paint there. Could you transform a canvas more than 400 feet into the air? So there's kind of a lot to unpack with this, right? So of course we're getting a new color scheme. The track you can see is be painted white. Here's another picture of it right here. So the track is going to be white and gray. We don't know that. And then, of course, at the bottom, the last stanza, I don't know what you call this stuff in poems. It's been a while since I've been in 6th grade, right? More than 400 feet in the air. So here's the funny thing about Thrill Dragster, right? Is that it's already over 400 feet in the air, right? What if they're talking about passing 400 feet as in 500? Completely go past the 400-foot range, right? Go to 500. Is that what they're talking about? And honestly, I think so. I completely think that they are going to break the 500-foot tall roller coaster record to make it the tallest roller coaster in the world again, just to take back the record from Six Flags and Kingda Ka. Now, y'all are going to look at me thinking I'm delusional, right? If you already haven't yet. The spike, right? They could build the spike over 500 feet tall. Now, it wouldn't be a complete circuit roller coaster, but it certainly would be the tallest roller coaster in the world. Now, it's not going to be like an Exacoaster, whatever the 500-footers are called. It's not going to be that because, it's not a complete circuit. But who knows what Cedar Point's going to do. They're going to find some loophole around it because they created the term or whatever. So, yeah, the spike could most definitely be over 500 feet tall. The top hat is probably going to stay the same. They could expand it. Again, that's just a lot of money and just work that I'm assuming Cedar Point and Zamperla just don't want to do. And just one more thing to unpack with this is the fact that they have a rocket emoji next to the line that says they want to build over 400 feet. So this could definitely be a space-themed roller coaster, and if not, there could be vertical LSM launch on this, which I think would be pretty cool, right? So what do you guys think about all of this going on? Could this roller coaster be over 500 feet tall with the spike and all? Do you think the spike will even happen? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. And yeah, it's good to be back, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you want to, stay tuned on all this Thrill Dragster stuff, because that's kind of what I'm known for, I think, is all the Thrill Dragster things. Go watch my past videos if you want to see the speculations on that, just to see if I'm right, because it has been 5 months, so it has been a while. So yeah, that is all I got for you guys today, and I will see you all later. Bye!